Hey guys, welcome back to Say What Reacts. We're back again
with your boy,
with Carlos.
with me. I'm here,
Carlito.
present, brainstorming,
Yeah,
trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having fun.
Yeah. He's so concentrated when the videos are on.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "All right, I think this is happening."
Yeah, this is what I think is going on so far.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Mm-hmm. So we're at the diary film, y'all. So he's gonna learn a little bit more about each member and what they've got going on. And then we're going to get into Inception music video after that. I really can't wait to hear what you have to say after that.
Yeah, I'm actually interested for Inception. I don't know what it's about, but it's like there's a lot of dream state happening.
In Inception?
Well, no, in like their story. Because there's a lot of like, what's real and what's a dream. Between
illusion and wave, and they're sleeping.
Right.
And I got you. Makes sense.
Or like to your point that we were talking about off camera, when they're sitting down having like they're breaking bread, having that last supper with their hollow version. Right. You're like, well, because I don't like clone theories. I think that's a cheap cop out.
Yeah.
I don't like clones as a whole. So I think to me, like when we see them together like that, that's like an internal thing, be it in a dream or a reflection or amongst themselves of like, these are the parts of our stages in life. But we'll see how my opinion holds up after I watch this.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now. But I'm just interested in that video coming up called Inception because there's a lot of dreamy things happening so far.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure that this is in the... Okay. Right. Let's press this button here and let's press this button here. Let's do this shit. Like their little
7
intro.
reasons.
Their intro's so fun.
What was that saying? 7 reasons for what?
What you talking about?
Keep going. Just kind of like pause it. On like one of those pieces of fragments of something that said something.
There's Ateez.
No. It was like a paragraph.
What? Oh. Right there. 7 seasons KQ produce, Edenary, KQ original. Those are like Edenary is their like production
it's like their
team
umbrella
and
of what they do.
Yeah, there's like different kind of
aspects of their company.
Yeah. Excuse me. Under KQ Entertainment.
What does KQ stand for?
The universe is divided into many dimensions.
We get it deep, y'all.
What? Just with it already the way it started?
Yeah.
The universe is divided into many dimensions, Carlos.
If you guys aren't familiar with who I am and what I bring to this table, go back and watch all the Exo Theory videos.
The amount of gems this man gave us once he realized what was really going on with the Exo storyline. You're like, oh, well, shit, if we're getting into that.
Yeah. But you realized what was going on when I brought it to your attention and what's really happening in the Exo universe.
Well, now, the universe is divided into many dimensions, Carlos.
Buckle up. We had a conversation
back then. Remember that Cromer?
Yeah. But remember when we were doing the Exo videos, we had a conversation about, like, there was a lot of things that you guys knew that I didn't. And I was just like, you guys got to pay attention to what's happening. Regardless of how you personally feel about things, like, when they say things like this,
pay attention.
Now you really got to pay attention.
Yeah. All right.
My opinions are everything I've said in these 7 videos.
It's literally just based on what you are being presented with.
Right now. So my whole opinions leading up to this can change right now. That's how my brain works.
Divided into many dimensions. This is the story where their dimensions are split into 8 pieces again.
This is where shit gets crazy, bro. Now you're speaking. Welcome to my world now. Now you're in my world. sand strand that was going by there.
But you can actually like see them.
Yeah, yeah.
알 수 없는 TV 속 세계. 그들이 사는 세상과 나의 세상은 유리처럼 가로막혀 있다.
I still have a lot of questions, by the way, on this
Yeah.
whole thing, so.
나의 꿈, 나의 친구, 그리고 나의 가족들. 모든 걸 다시 찾을 수 있을까?
Okay, so what's happening?
We're different.
Not sure yet?
Nah. Well, it's not
Okay.
that I'm not sure yet. It's just like, but this is like leading in. Remember I said before, I was just like, these dudes are orphans.
Yeah.
And in this guy's dream. But we'll see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things happening.
Some lost memory.
부족한 난 배워야 할 것이 많다고 생각했다. 힘들어도 정해진 길을 따라 한 발씩 앞으로 나아가다 보면 그때 난 진짜 나에게 부족한 것이 무엇인지 깨닫게 되었다.
He literally said that for like the first video. I can't.
내가 가지지 못한 것, 내게 진짜로 필요한 것. 수많은 사람들 앞에서는 두려워. 오늘 공포증. 나 혼자서는 버티기 힘든 곳이었다.
What?
Just like feeling like mad
Tiny,
small.
yeah. Scary for some people.
He's going here and dance his ass off. Walk all over their ass.
혼자가 아니라면, 함께 해주는 친구들이 있다면, 나도 해낼 수 있을 거야. 이제 난 혼자가 아니야.
I love this song. I love he gets that stank face on
Yeah,
when he
yeah, yeah,
dances.
yeah.
It's so great. This is one of those B-side tracks. The beat to one of their B-side tracks. He's the one with the very loud laugh.
Oh,
That's
okay. Yeah. With that crazy laugh.
Yeah.
아버지는 나에게 자유롭게 꿈을 펼치라고 말씀하셨다. 제한된 자유, 세상 속에 쇠가 된 것 같아. 내가 진짜로 웃을 수 있는 곳, 내가 진짜로 자유를 느낄 때는 이들과 함께 할 때야.
또 다시 이 생각이 난다. 세계의 학생증, 세벌의 교복. 하지만 친구는 아무도 없다. 마치 내 삶은 어딘가로 끌려가는 것 같아. 이렇게 또 친구들과 헤어지는 건가?
Kind of reminds me of Wonderland with the stairs.
아직 남아있는 형의 공간. 형이 이렇게 된 건 나 때문이야. 이제 내가 형의 꿈을 이룰 거야.
I have no clue. Just FYI.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that one confused me, honestly, because I was like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean? What happened to my brother is my fault? Like, I don't understand what happened. Like, and who's his brother? Is his brother one of the members? Is it someone completely that we don't know? Or is just his brother
Right.
and his story? Like,
Right.
I don't know.
Who knows? This is crazy.
Excuse me.
한때 나의 모든 것이었던 것들.
He actually had a leg injury at this time.
Oh yeah.
And they kind of incorporated it into his story.
What happened? He fall off a bike or something?
I can't remember what happened, but I know he had to have surgery on his leg, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, like, that's actually, like, legit.
Right.
I don't know if it actually was at the time of filming this, actually, now that I think about it.
Right. But it had happened.
But yeah, he actually did have.
그리고 나의 두 번째 꿈도.
Is that the brother?
That's what I thought! I didn't want to say that to you, but that's what I thought, because it said my first dream,
Yeah.
which I'm assuming is basketball, but then it said in my second dream,
Right.
which is the second dream music? Is that why the guitar was
Right.
broken?
Right,
Like,
right.
I don't know. But I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my god, is
Yeah.
he, is Jung-ho Yeonho's brother, you
Right.
know?
In the continuity
I
of
thought the
story.
same thing. I'm so glad you thought that too. Because that's totally what I,
That's
thought.
what it looks like. It looks like him playing the guitar.
Playing the guitar, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
연구도
Music,
Yeah.
yeah.
이렇게 연기처럼 사라지는 걸까?
And he pushed Mingi. And that's
이
Mingi's.
우편 속 나 혼자만의 세상.
Now, this I find interesting. When I watched this originally, I never clocked the fact that MTV music television.
Yeah. It's like our generation, bro.
I never clocked when I watched this originally, and he's like, earphones in my ears, everything's mine now, or whatever. I never thought about the fact that in Illusion, he
In
had
a
his
couple videos,
headphones
yeah.
on.
Yeah, the
and
whole
then
time.
in Wave, he had his headphones on.
Yeah.
I never, like, thought about those things when I watched this originally. And then when we just went back and
Yeah.
watched them, I was like, shit, he's had those headphones on for a hot minute now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
굳이 세상과 부딪히느니 차라리 혼자 있는 쪽이 나은 것 같았다.
He's playing the guitar there.
잠깐 느꼈던 행복도 사실은 나와 상관없는 것이었다.
Shut out the world.
어차피 원래 난 혼자였어.
it was like that as soon as he put it down.
Hmm?
It was like that when he put it down the first
I
time.
thought it was falling when he put it down.
No, it was falling up from the bottom. They're going back in time.
Can I find it again?
Beaver Part 1. Okay. So this is another VCR from their concert, which I have not seen this one, I don't believe. So, Diary Films.
Yeah.
A little insight to each of them.
Right. Or a version of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because that whole dimension shit, bro. Like, when they do shit like that, it's just like, fuck, man. Because now it changes the rules of what's happening.
Yeah.
But...
Does that make you think anything different with Ateez?
No, not really. It's just now it's just giving them more context into the world before. So wherever they're from before and something is happening to make them want to leave altogether, but they want to leave together. But there's obviously some kind of conflict between these particular group. And it's...
And like Hong Jun's like, can I find what we had before again?
Right. But again, but see that whole thing about like the dimensions and then like the Ateez, like who is who and what is happening. Because this, again, like what was a lot easier, I think that like they're kind of getting into that exo territory of where a lot of you guys were thinking like they were clones and they were this, but they had that video that was just like there are multiple dimensions. You're seeing all that. So everyone, even after that, was just like, oh, it's this and it's that, and it's just like
it could be all of that.
It could be any of that. It could be all of that.
It could
right?
be none of that. It could be all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So like now we're getting into like similar territory here to if there are multiple dimensions, but the dreams are just, it's really like, it's kind of like, it's not irking me, it's just it's making me think in a way of just like what's happening.
Right.
You know what I mean? And where are you having these dreams? Why are you having these dreams? Are your dreams connected? Because it's just, you have a memory, a dream. Well, they're all like past experiences, but all these, the emotional outcome of all the whatever, if it be in a memory or being in a dream or a desire or a lack of something that puts them all together. This group puts them all together, but then it's just like, who are they in the scheme of things and like what's happening in this conflict?
Right.
So, but this doesn't even give us context of like, we don't even know if these are the same people from Say My Name because of just like there are multiple dimensions.
This could be just, this could just be them in a different dimension.
Right. But now, like, but we know
because it does feel a little separated from the story what
was been presented so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the kind of oppressed,
right.
feeling, and
right.
This seems very separate from.
And we were just talking about this in between when we were recording this, like that guy that's all in white. So now
with the spiky mask,
with the spiky mask. So now that's again because I was just like, I don't want to focus too much on that guy because that might be something that I might not be able to see this week when we're putting these things together.
Yeah. But
it's funny, as soon as I say that, we watch this and it's just like, okay, so that guy's obviously somebody from somewhere in this band. But who
think
what,
he
why?
is?
He's got to be. But why?
Wow.
Why is he there?
We'll see.
It's there, dude. They just said it. Multiple dimensions and other things happening, but it's like this has no context. A little bit of what kind of dimensions are we dealing with? Are they parallels? So is there something? But this is the thing. Have you seen Inception? Man, no, right?
The next MV we're watching is called Inception.
The reason why I'm bringing that up, have you seen that movie?
I have not.
Okay. So there's two plots in that movie, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how it's being like laid out here, and I'll probably have a opinion or have a different opinion after I watch the video. The only reason why I bring that up is because it's like Leonardo DiCaprio, has a team of dudes that can go into people's dreams, and Inception is pretty much dreams within dreams. So the triggering, you have your subconscious and all this, so there's layers. But as you're in these layers and trying to, it's pretty much a movie about influence. So Leonardo DiCaprio is paid by this guy, this Japanese like business CEO, who he's trying to have this business deal, and so they're going into dream space to implant ideas into their competition so things can sway.
Yeah.
But something happens to Leonardo DiCaprio personally in his waking life. So there's a thing that happens of like he loses his family in his waking life. So he has nothing, so he can focus on this. But the irony is because like the woman that he married, she dies. She's only in his dreams. Spoiler alert. This one's been out for a long time. But her father, it kind of like invented the whole theory, and Leonardo DiCaprio like helped that whole Inception thing. So he made a business of it, and he got lost in his life's work. So it gets to a point to where the two plots of the movie is Leonardo DiCaprio and his team. There's this political or this capitalist agenda happening between two corporations and planting ideas so they can get here and one company can get this thing. He's trying to get to a place to where does he want to live in his dream where everything was still good, because you find out not only did his wife like leave him and everything, as the movie goes on, he's going deeper into his consciousness as it's representing the Inception. And this is what I remember because this shit I haven't seen this years. But pretty much like the deeper Leonardo DiCaprio goes in his brain, you start to see that it's just like, oh, your wife didn't just leave you. Like you start to see what's really going on.
Yeah.
So like when Leonardo DiCaprio is getting lost in his work and his waking life by using the same technology, he also goes into it and he kind of like sidesteps the reality and just goes back and lives in this point in time, because in the 8 hours you're saying that you're sleeping, like if you go deep enough in the dreams and the dreams and the dreams and the dreams, you can live there. And there's
so weird.
And there's people that kind of like have like a bootleg version of that technology, and who he recruits to get on his team, because there's only so many people that can like do these things. But there's this guy like in India, I think it's in India, it's somewhere in Asia. But what he's doing is he's using that technology for terminally ill people. So people that have crazy diseases with no cures, or they don't have the money for the cures.
That makes sense.
But also for like drug addicts. So he's providing solace for people to just like, you can live the best for the remainder of your life. You can live a whole lifetime in the perfect time of your life. Or like if you're fighting drugs, you can go back to a time you didn't have it to try to recover, or whatever the case may be. So that's what Inception's like really about, is that how far do you go in your dreams? Because it's just like, you know, you could be dreaming all night and not remember anything, or you can have like that crazy 30-second dream right before you wake up and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So like in Inception, it's just like the deeper you go into the dreamscape, the longer it lasts. So by the end of Inception, where we find out what really happened to Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and after everything is all said and done, there's like a top that's always spinning. And for Leonardo DiCaprio has been doing this for such a long time, he carries a top on him. So he's just like, how do I know if I'm dreaming or not? Because that's the thing. That's where like the people that were like terminally ill become dream addicts, because then it's just like, now
that's where they want to live.
That's where they want to live, and when they wake up, they don't realize if they're in a dream or not, because they've spent so much time consciously. Their mind can't. So what Leonardo DiCaprio does, like there's always segments in a movie, like if you have a keen eye, you can see him, like they'll get into a room and he's just like, what's going on? Because they're like on a mission. But then like some crazy sci-fi shit, walls will start turning and stuff, and they'll pull out, but they're in levels of dreams. So he always like, wherever he goes, he'll spin a top, and if it falls, he's like, I'm awake. So, but there's also parts where he'll like pull the top to spin it, but then something happens to where it's like, we're obviously in the dream world still. But that's kind of like that is, now that I'm starting to realize that there's more dreams happening, now it's to the point of my thinking with Ateez of all these conflicts of all these people. Is it really multi-dimensions, or is this actually like dream states? These guys could just be not nowhere, and this is just like the level of the dream.
Interesting theory.
So now I want to watch the Inception, because that's very like, there's a lot of dreamy things happening already, and then in this, your dreams can be based on your memories and experiences, but just because you remember it or have that dream doesn't necessarily mean it happened that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now that's like the concept I'm trying to like wrap my head around.
I like it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I like it.
It's crazy. So let's see.
Very
what's
interesting.
But look, what's the name of this? Fever. What happens when you have a crazy fever dream? You don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, this is Fever is the name of a multi-part kind of like album set. Like This is Fever Part 3. We had experienced Fever Part 1. It's Fever Part 2.
Are they like little EPs?
They're albums.
They're whole albums, but they're just like it's a concept. It's like a concept.
Yeah, it's like a set
right.
Of albums. And I don't know if I should say anything yet, but okay, never mind.
Yeah, let's watch Bad Boy.
Yeah, let's do this.
So this is probably a little girl I was reading from the last thing. Yeah. That's the same book.
Suddenly, a strange thing happened to me. As I was walking, a child came up to me and started talking to me. There's nothing on the floor to look at. Raise your head up. This child was a bit weird. The child looked at me with a bright smile and had a pure glow from its face, but it seems like this child had the same expression on its eyes as me. From that moment, we started to hang out a few times. Turning up the music and dancing together was the most exciting part of our hangouts. For the first time, I actually felt alive. Hearts pounding like it's about to burst out, and this tingling feelings coming up from my fingertips started to take over me. Was there a moment when I wanted something this bad? One by one, more children started to say my name. The path that I only walked with one another person became a path to many. Slowly, the word I became ours. Wandering around with this unknown fever, as we looked above our heads, stars seemed to shine bright. Today.
It's filling back up again?
Yeah.
Interesting. So this is Inception VCR. Excuse me. I feel like this is just going to be a member introduction VCR.
Right.
Definitely feels like a member introduction VCR. Ooh, what was that in his hand though? What are these?
Crystal ball.
Yeah. It's your song. Okay, I don't want to do the teaser because I don't want him to get spoiled by anything that might be coming up in the video. So we're just gonna skip the teaser on that one. Okay, here's the official music video for Inception.
But this is also a plan that they do know each other. They went to school together, apparently. Apparently.
well, calm down. Damn. Look it up. Yeah. So good. Intense. Get it, you know. Why? Why you gotta do that?
How old are they supposed to be?
How old are they supposed to be?
Yeah.
Like, I think in this, like, college age, maybe.
Or like maybe finishing like high school, maybe.
No, I think it's more college age.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so, at least. But, like...
The only reason why it's at the end of something. Because I feel
like I would say, like, probably like 20. 19,
right,
20.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they should be starting to get their shit together.
Yeah, I
You know
guess
what I
so.
mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Why?
I'm just... Because that makes... Because in continuity of why they want to be pirates and shit, and like want to be free, it just shifts the paradigm of thought of... Are they really being oppressed, or is it just because they're growing up?
I guess we'll find out as we continue to view things.
Right.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
It does. I get your question though, because it's almost like we went back to high school with the way the classroom setting is and stuff.
Right, but it also
so I get why
it also
you think
changes
that.
it changes the story as well too of. I don't want it to sound like now being free means something different now. Cuz like now
maybe it doesn't.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying in terms of like what's being presented of like, I liked more of the mystery of now that I'm this version of Ateez that we're being introduced to. It's just I'm just like, man, y'all motherfuckers need to grow up.
This version, yeah. Like
versus the other ones
like
where
we
it's just
like we just talked about. Like this version seems very different.
Yeah, for sure.
From
it is.
what
and they are, and that's what that was about. You know what I mean? That's like what the whole thing with the girl in the book and the different dimensions.
Do you
and
think
things like that.
this is just showing you different ways people experiencing wanting to be free?
To an extent, but I also believe that there's like, for example, the one that like broke his leg and can't play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he mad at the other dude that doesn't have any friends at all? But then you're coming back together, and like us being a group is what really like means something to me, regardless of everything that we're all going through.
Well, he was like first basketball, now music, or either of my dreams gonna come true type of thing, and night, babe. He's saying good night. He's like, tell Carlos it was good seeing him. But he's like, I can't keep my eyes open. I'm tired. So yeah, it what was I saying?
We were talking about how, but see now like I look at the Holla boys different, because like if they are all from other dimensions, then they're coming back to where it's just like now it's just who are you a prisoner to now? Because like as we're being introduced, it's just like we think that there's this tyranny. I think that there's this. I can only speak for myself. I think that there's this oppressive force holding them down. This is why they want to be pirates, and this is why they want to be free, and they want to free everybody. But it's just like, you know,
you've had my eyes watering multiple times.
Yeah, so it's like now that they have that dream, but if there's multiple dimensions and they succeeded, but like now how do we give this to everybody else? So now it's not just about where we live. We want to put this out. So traveling back and forth. Now he's presenting. That guy doesn't even know who the fuck is going on. Like, who are you giving me this hourglass? And he has nothing. So it's kind of like in degrees of like, without sounding callous, it's just like the guy that lost his whole entire family wants way more to like. I don't know how his family's not in the picture. But then there's the other guy who obviously has to work. Like the guy has to unload the trucks and shit. And he's
No, he was moving.
Schools. Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was like, I'm moving again for the third time.
Yeah. So you got like someone who can't establish anything because he's constantly moving. You have the person that's a natural loner, all just likes to be to himself.
Yeah.
Regardless, someone that their parents are heavily influenced and like to keep the violin. My dad told me like this is what we got to do, or this is what I got to do to get across.
Feels like a bird in a cage.
Right. So it's like now you're seeing different, to your point, different levels of like freedom or belonging. You know, because you have the kid that has no family.
Yeah.
And it's like he's looking through reality through TV.
Right.
He's just like vicariously living through characters and connecting with characters and situations, but finally he's been able to connect with a group of souls in this life to kind of be his surrogate family. But then there's some members that are just like, man, I got 2 dreams, I can't live out this one, and it's just like I have no family. You know what I mean? So it's like the degrees of
what
of yearning and
the
freedom
things that
and
people go through. It's like you can't, just because someone else's dreams may or struggles may seem more than yours, it doesn't invalidate your struggles.
For sure. And it's and it's subjective. Everybody's struggle is the same, but just seeing like this particular version of Ateez, it's almost kind of like
it doesn't seem as big of a deal as the other version that we're seeing. Like it's like that seems way more worse than these guys. This version's got going on.
Right. But it's also like now it's the next level. So
right.
now it's just like we figured out, because again, there's interdimensional travel. There's some kind of time thing happening. There's dreams that are happening. Are they communicating through dreams? We'll see.
Yeah.
But it is establishing different versions. So now to my point of like how I was saying the guy in the white, I was just like, bro, at that time I was just like, maybe he's just trying to pop off on a revolution beyond this particular group that woke up and was just like, hey, we want to live this better life.
Yeah.
Was there somebody already against the opposing force? And you were just like, I don't know, who could he be? But now I'm starting to see like there are like not negative, there's different aspects of Ateez in different dimensions that are being understood. Now there's different agendas and shit.
Right.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. But yeah, this version of Ateez is my least favorite so far.
You're like, man, just go the fuck up.
Yeah, it's very valid though. I
it still is valid.
Right, that's why I was asking, like, you know, as
you
Ateez,
just prefer the story of the previous Ateez that we've seen,
or the first version.
The first version, yeah. And we're only saying first version because they literally just introduced multiple dimensions to us. So based on that,
it's gonna
based on the fact that this Ateez has clearly something completely different going on than everything. Than Same Names Ateez does. That's why he's like, this is a different dimension of Ateez that we're dealing with here. That's why he's like, I like the story in the other dimension better.
But now it's showing,
not to invalidate this story.
Not to invalidate this one, but then also too. So at that same point, the smooth criminal fucking Ateez, those could have been a different one that they're sitting at the table with altogether now. You know what I mean? So now it's like, now we're seeing that Ateez coming to these guys and just kind of being like, look, your journey
question is, you have possibly two dimensions of Ateez.
We have 3
No, hold on. Possibly 2 dimensions of Ateez sitting at the table together.
Yeah. I agree.
So are we intertwining dimensions here? Like, are we crossing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like,
for sure.
What?
Or what's been presented to us so far? Because again, there's a lot of dream shit happening here. Like, this is what Ateez has got, a lot of not mental in the aspect of like emotional, but mental things of like memories, dreams, how they're communicating, and what's being presented and how we feel.
Yeah,
a lot of things is happening in the mindscape. And I've said that like from the beginning that we've been watching that it's a lot of internal struggle.
Right.
In the beginning, they're presented of just like, who are these other guys? Oh, it's just another version of who they can be. But now we get introduced to another version that's validated in this version that it's just like, okay, there is a version of the Ateez that are not bad, not good, but definitely for a cause.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I feel like this version could be way more relatable for people too.
I understand that.
This is what a lot of people go through on a daily basis in these different things.
Definitely.
I like the fact that this version's introduced because it's I guess a bit more tangible of a concept for people.
For people now, definitely.
Yeah. So I like that.
I like that too.
And because of that, I appreciate that. You know.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that a lot. They're just my least favorite in the scheme of what's happening in their lives.
Because the other shit's way crazier.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like, oh, this shit's exciting.
But again, like in Inception, I was explaining to the plot of that
Could be
movie.
different levels.
Well, the farther you are in that dream is what you want to hang on to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could be these could be the OGs.
Yeah, could be.
You know. It's getting wild.
So he was running down the hallway.
Yeah, jumped through the bed sheet.
Jumped into himself.
Yeah.
But went through the bed sheet and ended up there.
Yeah.
Isn't there a thing where, like, if you wake up or something, like, you could be, like, stuck or whatever in, like, if you... I didn't see Inception, so I don't know.
Okay,
Isn't there a
no.
thing?
So, like, so, like, in Inception, they all have watches. You have 5 minutes. So, the closer you are to your conscious state of your real state of consciousness, so, like, you're halfway asleep.
Yeah.
So
it's easier for you to wake up.
it's easier for you to wake up. So,
Yeah.
but as you go down, you have to watch, keep an eye on your clock, because you're still moving in real time. But the watch is telling you how fast you are, and the deeper you go, that gap gets larger in how you can come back. So there's a part where they're getting chased by somebody, and they're using it to their advantage, to where it's just like, oh, we're good. Like, even though this wild shit is going on, but the guy, like, they're getting chased in a van, and the guy's just like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And there's like levels, so they've got one guy in this dream level, then he's communicating to the guy that's in this dream level, and so they're just like, oh, we gotta hurry up. But the other guy's like, no, you're fine, because it's like, by the time we make it up here, we're all gonna wake up at the same time, and we're all gonna be good. So it's just like, there is a halfway point of, in between the levels of the dreams that you're trying to get.
The thing I found interesting is like, he ran into himself.
Yeah.
It's almost like he got stuck, but the others were able to wake up because of his sacrifice. Like,
well, no, but there's also, like, they're also being presented different things of this knowledge. Because who was the kid? The kid with no family. He's the one that gets the hourglass. That was his dream, right? Because that was the name of the first one. Was so and so's dream.
Hung Jun's dream. Yeah.
And that was the very first
the captain.
thing.
Mm-hmm. That was also him. That got stuck.
Yeah. So it's just like he's being able to communicate via dream.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It is.
This whole part of things always confused me, because like I've never seen Inception, and I was like, I don't know what this shit means. Right. Fever Extended. I think we should possibly. How long? Okay, we're gonna end this video because, well, I feel like we should go in because this is all part of Fever.
Yeah.
Because the rest, then we go into the. I don't think we'll do the Thinks music video in this storyline reaction, because I feel like there's not a lot of storyline happening in Thinks. But we are getting into fireworks after this, which is, we're definitely obviously going to get into fireworks. So yeah, let's do the Fever Extended Edition VCR. If it seems like it's more just like member introduction type shit. Things, then we'll skip stuff, because this is a 9-minute video.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's got to be more shit going
on.
So yeah, we'll see.
This is a different place.
I've never seen this. Oh my god, I've never seen this.
And look, and these guys are being presented in a way that we ain't never seen them before. What was you saying? This is what?
The disease is human emotion. Why do you think I got teary-eyed earlier when he started saying shit?
Yeah.
He started talking about this, what was it?
Equilibrium,
which was a movie back in the day where emotions
and expression and art and all that shit was illegal.
Yeah, he literally brought this up. like after like our third reaction to like the storyline, and I'm like, I immediately started getting teary eyed. I'm like, I swear to God, like, how is he coming up with this shit that I know is gonna be coming up here? And I'm like, this is like, you do this every time, and it floors me.
Before we get into that,
it's crazy to me.
Before we finish this as well too, like that video in that fellowship arc before it got into the fever, that was like the core. That's what they were saying in the song. Like, we have this fever and we're burning up, and we want to be free and all this shit.
Yeah.
And now they're saying like this fucking.
That's why. This is why you like this story arc better.
I do.
You're like, man, this is interesting.
Right. But see, like, these guys are different, but they're the same from that other place.
Ateez, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Putting on that mask.
But what was I telling you about, like, when the man in all white was on his own revolution agenda? So the Halatees from Say My Name, they were just like, you're us.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this force, and you joining up with the force. And they were like, no, we're against that opposing force shit. But one of them has been following him in the dream. So at this point, is it safe to say it's the captains? Halatees that's talking to him in dreams that we're seeing back and forth? Because there's that one in the wave where they're in the caves. Was that
Illusion.
An illusion,
Mm-hmm.
right?
The one Halateez in the cave,
The one Halateez in the cave. And they always alluded to that with the mask on the boat still.
The one mask on the boat, yeah.
So, like, what we think of the Halateez in Say My Name.
And that does look like the mask that was on the boat.
Yeah, now think about this. Like I said, well, maybe they learned everything they could. And they took those, got the uniforms to be able to attack and come back in, which also that's what it looks like when they're making the attack on there. Because they're like, got rank. They're following the charge and shit.
God, I cannot wait for him to see what's coming up.
So,
oh
like,
my God.
So, like, this is a different version of the Halateez, right? So these are the ones that are just like, these guys are the bad guys, or like the revolutionaries.
Yeah.
So they're the police, and the other ones, from what my opinion of when they were sitting down with them, talking to them, and it's just like, you guys are these free birds, y'all ain't got shit. Join our recruiting, you'll have a little piece of something.
Mm-hmm.
And in that Hala Hala video, like, those guys were fucking shit up. Like, you could see that they were like fucking shit up. But by the end of that video too, it's just like, yo, who and what are they?
They fucked up so much shit. There was only one left, and he was bloody.
Right.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing the Halateez, and they don't look like they're part of the problem.
No,
you know,
this looks like they're listening to what the fuck is going on.
And they want to do
like,
something. They're doing some fucking they're like shit. We got to do something about it.
That's what it seems like in here. I've never seen this before, so this is really interesting to me.
Play that shit. But like I said, when we first got here, I was like, this is a different place.
Yeah.
Like, completely, it's a different place.
Yeah.
People, open your eyes. For our life, keep your mind.
Look at their ship. It's a fucking anarchy airship. They're flagging Say My Name. That was like the flag of oppression. Now it's just like, yo, we the flag of fucking revolution here.
Ooh, it's getting exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is exciting. Look at that. I've never seen this VCR before. And I didn't know this VCR came out during this time frame of things.
But they're doing that quick Tarantino
Let me
shit.
see.
They're doing that Tarantino shit. We're jumping around the story, so it's like, you know, time isn't real.
Wait a second. God damn it. Hold on a second. I think this is placed at a wrong point.
Uh-oh. We're
In
seeing too much
this.
in the future.
I feel like this is placed at a wrong point. That's not true. She uploaded this. This
Right.
person uploaded this 6 months ago.
Right.
That doesn't mean.
Can you click on the details of the actual video? Not her publication. She probably have details of this video, right?
It doesn't say shit. VCRS to the Fever Extended Edition. I'm scared to watch just because I'm so afraid that this is going to
Spoil too
well,
much.
no, because this is them.
But I'm already ahead of the game.
This is them in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to give anything away. But okay, that's fine. We'll just keep watching it. We'll keep watching it.
Well, that's not even giving anything away.
No, I know.
I've been picking up on it.
You have. I mean, you've been a fucking head of the game for like 5 reactions now. I legit just want to keep recording these like tonight. You don't even know. I will stay up late. I don't even care.
You have to work tomorrow?
Yeah. You know how many times I have to work tomorrow and I stay up till 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
and I just don't get a lot of sleep one night.
4. You can let me know whenever you're ready.
I'm just saying. Because then we won't have to worry about getting together later this week and you
Right.
can just do your thing.
Yeah.
I'm willing to sacrifice my sleep. That's what I'm trying to say. 'Cause I love this shit. I love this shit so much. Is this interesting? Is this just like
Black pirates are terrorists.
the black pirates are terrorists? What does it say below that?
The central government defies
black pirates
defines
black pirates as
yeah.
terrorists. The black pirates are terrorists. Interesting. And then the Cromers knocked over on the ground.
Yeah.
Or that's their choreography group. You tripping?
But back to my point.
Where does it say something? My conviction?
It's something my conviction. It's my conviction.
It's like a fucking movie, man. I
It
swear
is,
to
for
God.
sure.
It's crazy. So what are we getting here?
I think we're getting introduced to the Ateez that sits down.
I don't know, because it's them.
It's all of them.
See, we're getting Eternal Sunshine and stuff, and you haven't even seen that music video yet. That's where I'm like, is this uploaded in the wrong order?
홍준이 형 빨리 와. 알겠어.
I mean, I just don't know when this came out, so it's hard for me to tell.
그럼 이제 제대로 해볼까?
Look it up on your phone.
I don't know if it'll even tell me. Is this no captions? Damn it. Oh, well, that's the thing, Zumbi. Choreo. He's like, you did it wrong. You gotta do it on your own now. I fucking can't. Get out of here. They're too cute. It looks like they're green screened into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole background. It's just the furniture that's there, but the whole
Yeah,
background's
yeah.
green screened, yeah. Wait, are they about to like put on a performance or sing? Because they got their headsets on, I thought. I could have sworn I just saw a song while I had a headset. Maybe he was adjusting his scarf. No, he does. Is it... What the fuck is that? I can't... Yeah, he has his headset. Is that how it happened? I'm so confused. There's no... This is gonna have to go. There's no way this is gonna be able to go on YouTube. I mean, I could try it, but... Ooh. Here's my thing. How Ateez keep showing up, right? Just randomly keep showing up, almost like to like warn them.
Right.
Like, so, like in the beginning, we're like, is Ateez like, are you evil? Are you good? But it's like, are they evil if they're the ones who keep trying to help them, and if they're that and keep trying to show up to right the wrongs or whatever, or
So, like put it in
I
this,
don't know.
Like again, and Say My Name, I looked at that as like processing and indoctrination. They were getting sit down they were like, hey, you can join the ranks. This is what we're providing for you in this institution. And they got into it, and it introduced a version of the Ateez.
See, and I looked at that almost, I always looked at it, originally at least, as, the song's called Say My Name. They have their name tags on. They can see that it's them.
But you don't get that.
But they're like, no, you're not me, I'm me, say my name.
Right,
type of thing.
But at the end of the video, you see that it is them.
Yeah.
Initially.
Because it flashes back and forth.
Like, I didn't get that. You had that because you used to watch that video a couple times.
Yeah.
Me not knowing anything about it. And where it comes from, I saw it to where I was like, it wasn't them until it showed that it was them.
Removing the mask, yeah.
But it was also the transition of looking in the mirror.
Looking in the mirror.
The very first reflection is of him. The second reflection is his version as a Ateez. And then at the end, we realize, and then the next video comes out, and it's them as Ateez, like, enforcing. But I was also saying, like, they got a taste of that life was being presented to better their life before.
Yeah.
But then when they realized at what cost that came, and they were just like, well, with all the training that we have, we can actually do something for ourselves and we can escape. And then that turns off on that revolutionary timeline. They go out, they see some things, and they're just like, I want to bring this back. I want to free the people of that particular dimension. But as it's progressed, you see them sitting down, and you were looking at it to where it's just like, oh, they're teaming up. And I was like, oh, they're just making that decision of themselves. Like, we have everything we need.
Yeah.
Externally and internally, not until we get to this particular story arc that we find that there are interdimensional in between, and it shows that the Ateez that were sitting down isn't a representation of their inner darkness or conflict, how it's being presented with the interrogation of, like, you think you're good, you think you're bad.
Yeah.
But now that also shows to where it's like that stalemate of, we're not who you think we are.
Yeah.
Because they have the mask on initially. So it's like sitting down and they're showing each other mirrors, because that version of Ateez, not the Ateez, is sitting down. It's showing, like, just how you're showing a mirror of myself, but who are you?
Right.
To another version. So
who are you?
With that,
it's just me, myself, and sorry.
So with that,
they'll get it. You'll get it soon.
So like in that concept of, like, as soon as they started jumping back and forth in between dimensions, it's just like, again, like recruiting each other's.
Yeah.
So it's like different versions recruiting different versions, recruiting different versions of some. There's going to be some kind of big convergence. They're trying to free somebody.
Right.
At this point, so now they're kind of just tidying up loose ends.
Right.
Of like, now, okay, here's the Ateez that they were talking to, they were possibly sitting down, but we are aware that there's also like a brutal version of
this as well,
of them as well, too, going on as something. But like I said, who's the guy with the white mask? And you're just like, I don't know. We'll see who that guy is. But he's also in a uniform.
Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah. He was also like in a uniform that was like very similar to when they're storming the tower.
Right.
But it's just all white. You know what I mean? So there's obviously different versions, but I also think that was a very specific move to show that there is a version of the Ateez that got high in the ranks, that they were that they can just actually like perform a coup. Like, we've got the power. We've moved up in the military force, so we can like actually take this system down. Versus the other guys are like, how are we gonna do this? But they still got different versions of them underground, because there's a version of all of them in the uniform dancing together, but there's also the versions of them being, there's one that's chained up, there's one that's underground pulling plots. So now we can,
in the tunnel, and
now we can establish that there's multiple versions of them working in unison and different. So we're just seeing like how they're moving forward in this freedom movement.
Yeah.
So rather than it's just like the original 8, we escaped, we didn't want to be that. There's another 8 that was just like, we teamed up, they have a technology that we don't have, but there's like knowing. But again, like, do they communicate through dreams? When he broke through and he's in that in-between space, when he talked to Ateez and he dropped the hourglass on him, can the captain communicate with every version of himself through dreams?
That's a really good question, actually.
So if he can communicate with himself through every version of the dream, and he's the conduit for every crew coming around,
I think wouldn't the chromer technically be the conduit?
Well, no, but it's the communication to the dream, though. The captain can talk to himself or versions of himself, and we're seeing that different evolution of all those. So it's like how we saw, like, we got the guys that had nothing and was tempted with power, and they didn't want that, so they just left on their own. But that captain can talk to another version of the Ateez, and it was just like, hey,
Ateez.
you can you got something going on. Like there's something bigger that's happening, and I don't think you see what you're doing to yourself.
Right.
And then that goes back to where wiping the blood off, where there's only one standing at that point, to where it's just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I see what's happening now.
Shouldn't get to this point.
Right.
Like this got too far.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have the other version where there's a version of him that moves.
I mean, it
high
says
up
like
in the ranks.
if you notice in the lyrics in the Halateez or in Hala it says Suicide Squad a reality.
Right.
You saw that, yeah.
Right.
And at the end,
Yeah.
interesting.
And ultimately, and that's what a Suicide Squad is. They're expendables. They're just like, at this point, you're just a force that's fighting for us doing our dirty work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So maybe that was that version of Halateez, and that's why they're going so hard.
But with that, can the captain talk to every version, or maybe there's obviously an Inception, the original. There's the original captain.
Now,
that
Inception
figures
is
it
the only that's the only thing out of this whole thing that we've seen.
No, I mean
that
Inception by
introduced
definition.
that. But
Like,
still,
right.
that introduced that concept.
Yes.
That's the only time we've seen that concept introduced.
Yeah.
So do we apply that over everything else we've already seen, or do we just that's its own thing?
I'm going to tell you, like, in terms of
You know what I'm saying?
fantasy lore fiction, as soon as they tell you what the rules are, that's where things become applicable. So everything before is just speculation. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. But as soon as the little girl opened up that book and was like, "There's multiple dimensions," and then
but that doesn't mean it applies to everything.
It does
could just
apply to
apply to
everything.
that one dimension, right?
No, because it would simply. This is why I think it applies, because right after that little intro into that, what happens? Captain Halateez walks through the door, drops the chroma down on Dream Halateez, and he was just like, "Yo, welcome to the party."
Yeah, that's true.
While everybody else is having their own internal conflicts of like, oh man, life's hard, I'm alone, I don't want to grow up and all this shit. He has now been like given the vision. He can see beyond just his life.
Yeah.
And their petty's the wrong word,
Yeah,
but
it's
like
not petty, but
there's more
their
important-
personal struggles.
Yeah, their
but
personal struggles. There's something greater beyond themselves, and through his dream, he's able to like break through.
he wants to bring them back all together.
He wants to catch them up, because he's the only one that knows what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
But they all instinctively have that same desire. They want to be happy.
Does
they
he
want
want
to
to catch them up, or does he just want to bring them back together where they were happy again? Because I feel like that version is just I feel like I don't necessarily feel like that dimension's connected to this like other like revolution type dimension. Like I think that's its own thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because and does he want to burden them with all the other crazy shit that he might know, or does he just want to bring them back together to be happy again? And he doesn't necessarily want to lay all that heavy shit on them. He'll take that on himself.
He'll try.
You see what I'm saying?
So as he's running through his dream and he sees himself, he breaks through. He made that decision. I don't want to burden everybody else, but we get to see everybody's perspective from their own personal perspective. He can kind of step outside because he has now like forbidden knowledge that no one should know.
Right.
You know what I mean? He shouldn't know, and he understands like what's going on, and there's things that are bigger than themselves. But like to your point, with all their own personal struggles, they found solace in each other, but now that relationship is starting to break down. So what brought them together with their own individual struggles, now their individual struggles is becoming greater than the unification that they've had.
Yeah.
Because now they're like fighting. They're fighting each other now, and now he's in this dream where he's running and he wants things to go back. But when he breaks through himself and that present, it's just like, bro, you've already gone too far. You've seen too much. You can't go back at this point.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes back at the end when they all come back together.
What version is that? We don't know. Because look, here we are now.
Yeah.
We don't know who what version this is, but
true.
they're in better harmony. It seems.
Yeah.
It seems.
Well, here's the floating shit's happening, which has happened at the end of his dream.
Yeah.
And we didn't really get it. Maybe we'll get an answer to this.
But I think it's also like that, like the top in Inception. Like Leonardo DiCaprio spins it, and if it falls, he knows he's awake.
Right.
So like when all the floating things are happening, maybe that's when the dream shit is happening. When one captain is coming in contact with another.
I feel like the floating shit means things are going in reverse, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
But reverse how?
I don't
Nothing's
know.
Going back.
I have
I
no
think
clue.
those. I think that's when you're starting to make like an awakening, like in the Matrix. Like in the Matrix, they take the pill. You take the blue pill, you stay in the Matrix. Take the red pill, you wake up.
You wake up, yeah.
In the Animatrix, there's a couple of stories where people wake up on their own accord. Like they realize, like, yo, this shit is weird, and like there's something going on. So there's a story where a kid like jumps off a building, and it's like ruled like a suicide in the Matrix. But like when he hits the pavement in the Matrix, he wakes up in the real world. There's this one where there's like this Olympic runner, and he literally like is about to run out of the Matrix and break the code and shit, but they fuck him up. And they keep him, like they break his legs.
Jesus.
And at the very end, he's able to like get up, and it's like showing you that like his will is stronger than the Matrix. And once he's realized like this shit isn't
not
real,
real.
I can't go back believing like this is what it is.
Right.
So I think like when you're seeing, because that happened when he was in the cage, he was playing in class, but then room turned it where just birds in cage, and all that started moving slow. So it's like there's points that you start questioning not your reality per se, but your purpose in your life, and like, what do I have control? Because my dad tells me if I follow the rules and everything will be like this, I'll be successful. Is it true? Probably, but is it what I want?
Right.
There's no freedom there.
Right.
So when he starts questioning his own reality or his perception of what happiness and freedom is, and it's not what's in his heart, all that fucking Inception shit starts happening. So it's like everybody wakes up differently. I'll give you that. But it's also like once you notice that, so we'll say in that Inception video, we see 2 instances of that slow motion shit happening.
Right.
It didn't happen to everybody, but once that happens and you get a little, like, once you look into that door, you either walk through it, but you can't close it and act like nothing's going on behind that door. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's the point that we're going to start seeing them eventually, probably. They're all going to be waking up. Or a version of them, if they all don't do it at one time, or they're able to wake each other up all at the same time, but it's getting to a point to where, how deep in the dream are you? Who... Are we starting to wake up to one consciousness, to what's really going on? Are we going to still go deeper and deeper and kind of just be addicted to this fantasy life?
See, I like the dream thing, but I don't necessarily think that applies to everything. Because they only introduced that once. I feel like if that was more prevalent, it would be more prevalent.
It's in the story.
I think that the multi-dimension thing obviously is a thing.
Right.
But I don't know if the dream thing is as prevalent as you know you may think it is.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. But the dreams have been a constant since the beginning for Ateez.
It's just a dream-like type thing
I'll
here
give you
and
an
there.
example. I'll
But
give you an example for like in XO. They're aliens. We know that aliens have like interdimensional. They were interdimensional beings. I always thought like their little XO rooms was their ships. But then when we got later on and we did acknowledge that there was doors to nowhere, their subgroups were going through these doors, and it got to the point to where there was that game that they had to go through, and there was that one that survived. And he was watching and kind of
watching the others,
But there was the biker gang that rolled through. Once whoever passed, and whoever failed, he kept those, recruited them, and then the game started over again.
Yep, that's what we think,
That's what we think. But in a similar aspect like this, like, dreams of their quantum, because they're not aliens. We don't know that yet. I don't know that yet. You know what I mean? But they got flying ships. They can do whatever the fuck they want. So like for them to have a flying ship, but not acknowledge that whatever medium for them to be coming together, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that the dream state is how they connect all the dimensions together.
I think the chromer is the key to connecting or moving through the dimensions.
Okay. I agree. But the chromer,
because that is the one thing other than them themselves,
right?
The one thing that has been prevalent almost through every video.
So how about this? If the chromer is the thing, once the chromer's in that dimension, it's waking them up individually. When the captain got the chromer, he's running through dreams. When homeboy's in the fucking auditorium practicing by himself and everybody disappears and everything's in slow motion, the chromer's not present with him personally, but it's now present in his dimension. So now, since they're all connected in different dimensions, once the chromer is present, that's kind of like their red pill. That's what's like waking them up if they want to wake up. If they're strong enough to where it's just like, I want to hold on to this life and my dreams, and I don't really want to move forward. So a couple people will wake up in this dimension. All right, y'all can try to get y'all boys with you. You guys can come with us and move forward. But there's some shit happening. We need all the help we can get. It's like the opposite of the one with Jet Li. I talked about that in the EXO videos too.
Yeah.
So like in the one, all the Jet Lis all over the multiple dimensions, they shared a life force.
Right.
You kill one, you absorb that power. So it turned into where it was just the last two Jet Lis left.
The last two, and that one guy was like super powerful.
Well, both of them were super powerful because it was the only last two. It's just the one that was left, the good guy, Jet Li, didn't. He was like the actual opposite. He was the cop in that world where he was going to come and kill him, but he was just like, that's just fucking sci-fi batshit bananas crazy. But it's just like, well, you're the only one that can fight this guy. You're the only one that's strong enough to do that shit. And then when they fight, he can now like dodge bullets and pick up trucks and shit. And he was just like, I couldn't do that yesterday.
That's crazy.
But it's because all that energy got dispelled into them. So like with these guys, I feel like it's kind of like they're not going to go out and try to kill each other. They're going to try to recruit them. Whoever wants to come. whoever wants to
Well,
come.
I do know about more things that's going to happen
Right,
in the
right,
future,
right.
so, and that might completely switch everything that you're thinking
For
now.
sure. But this is what's being presented. I'm trying to make it make sense to me.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, we have to. This is where we're at currently.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So they're. Oh. So, see, they just turned it and they're gone.
And it ran
That's
out.
why I think it's the Chromer.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. But remember, the Chromer is constantly moving. But at the end of that last video we watched, the Chromer was actually empty. Because you were looking at it, you're like, oh, is it going down? I was like, no, it's going up.
Yeah.
From the bottom up.
Yeah.
But it showed it like that throughout the whole video, and then at the end of the video it was completely empty.
That's emptying though.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. Is that water too? No, that's just sand. Excuse me. Interesting. Kind of looks like Pirate King a little bit. Not quite, but almost. But it's Ateez in Pirate King. It's not Pirate King, but I mean it's very similar. But this seems very Ateez. Okay, what are we doing? That was a very weird transition. Oh, there's that hair.
They're all blindfolded.
A little trippy. Very synthy all of a sudden.
Like I was saying.
It's like a remix of Desire.
Remember I was saying? Like once you see something you can't go back, so do you want to live your life blindfolded how you were?
No, they don't, apparently. Oh, he's out of breath. Now they're back where they were.
They just saying some shit. What we gonna do about it?
Oh, but they came back, but everything's fucked up now. Like, how much time has passed?
Right.
His notebook. Yeah, how much time has passed? Jesus. I don't know what that says. Oh shit, shit's been burned. I'm sorry, what? The fuck? I have not seen this. What the fuck is happening? Jesus, what the hell? Okay, the CGI is a little rough on this one, I'm just gonna say. Bitch. Okay, but all 8 of them are there.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy's tall as fuck. I'm confused. Okay, he's not that tall. He seems very tall in the back. What the fuck? Oh! Sorry, I'm okay. Oh! Okay, sorry, you haven't seen something yet. They performed the song Answer on a show called Kingdom. And it was like a survival type show where they competed against different groups.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, and they performed Answer, and that just, he'll see it in a minute. Okay, we are gonna skip thanks I feel like this is not
canon and story.
It's obviously we love the music video and we love the song and everything like that, but it's not pertinent to the storyline that we're doing. Same thing with is that Celebrate? Fever Part 2 concept teaser. Fever Part 2 concept teaser. Yeah, okay. I think we're gonna go to the fireworks VCR and the fireworks MV. So we're gonna end this video. This has been a long video. We're gonna end this video, and then the next one we're gonna do fireworks, and after that we'll probably leave that as its own thing, maybe, because after that we'll probably watch all of the Kingdom performances back to back, which will only be uploaded onto Patreon, because every single one of those will get blocked from YouTube 100%. So okay, so that is going to be it for this video. This has been a very long video for this one. Please, please, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would absolutely love that.
Topsy-turvy.
Lots of theories now that multiple dimensions have been introduced.
For sure.
And the
dreams.
Inception music video. But the good thing about this, like I said, is they do give you some answers.
Right.
So as we go, more will be revealed, which will help change and kind of let you focus in on, what's what. So that's great. Okay, so, yeah. That's it for now. Please, please, please like, comment, subscribe. If I forgot to tell him anything, if you want to be like, no, that's not what this is, then don't worry about commenting, because remember, this video is all about him trying to interpret what's being presented to him as of right now, not knowing anything else that's to come in the future. So if you just want to come into the comments being like, no, that's not what it is, it's this, this, and this, that's not the point of this video. You kind of you missed the point. You missed the point. That's not what this is about. This is about someone's journey experiencing this whole thing. So just keep that in mind. Have fun with this. Obviously there's a lot of theories and thoughts out there right now. Those theories and thoughts will get narrowed down as we get more content delivered to us. So, but yeah, so this is super, super fun so far. I'm super excited. I can't wait to continue. And, yeah. So please, please, please like, comment, and subscribe. That is going to be it for this video. Let me pull up my outro so we can say goodbye. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Da, 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 da.